what do you want to know from me? I've pretty much gone through the whole gamut already.
So every story that you've got.
Oh wait, there's more!
There's more. You're on the road all the time. What's your favorite on the road, not on the set story?
I love hanging out with you guys because seriously, like I'm pretty sure anyone you bump into that's met me, you make me exist, and that makes me real. You guys know me a lot better than my 7 brothers and sisters, I can tell you that right now. And we're all very close, and I love them and I adore them, but they're spread out over the world. So I've got this huge, beautiful family that have followed me from Farscape days, which is, I'm 37 now, and that was around sort of like 23. And people come up, and there are people that have followed that whole way through, and they're like, sheesh, and how's this, and how's that? I'm like, great. And it's like, I love traveling, I love exploring, I want to make new projects. I kind of got to a stage in my life where I've been a bit downtrodden by the industry, and I don't know if any of you guys saw the panel that the girls did yesterday, but it was a bit like, you know, I had such a good run in the early days, straight from Farscape. I played the leading lady on one of the most popular shows for 6 months. Then I went and played a homicide detective for 10 weeks. Then I did a sci-fi film, I think, and then I did and then Peacekeeper Wars, and then there was another indie film, and it was just like this really solid run of acting, and I was so blessed. And then I moved to the States, and everyone's like, don't move to the States. We can put you on Home and Away, we can give you Loki's, we can get you, you're solid here. I'm like, this is not stories that I appreciate and they've got a place, but I want to tell cool stories that rock my world. And you know, there's, as I said yesterday, there's so much nonsense on television. Like, I'm searching for the best, most intriguing characters that I can find. So that's when I did, I was at DragonCon, and I was approached by Runic Films, and they said, oh, would you be interested in doing a short film with us? And I said, well, I'm sure, if it's a good script, why not? And I read the script, and it's awesome, and it's about this online celebrity who's completely screwed up in the most ridiculous way, but she's fine. I'm like, who does that remind me of? Method acting. And it's really clever, and she has 800 million subscribers, and she lives in a 14 by 14 foot cubicle, and everything's an advertisement, and everything's watched by millions of cameras, but she thinks she's the only one. And it's a really cool comment on how we're all stuck to our iPhones, me very much included, and we're all stuck to our Twitter and our Facebook, and it's fantastic because in a way it joins us together, but in another way it's totally so wrong, and literally, like, I'll come out of a yoga class and it's all Zen and Namaste and finding you one, whatever, and as soon as you come out, people will be waiting by the elevator, and I'm not joking, 20 people will be like, I'm like, so good class, and it's such a surreal thing. So I did a Kickstarter for it. We raised over $44,000, which was amazing. It was the first Kickstarter I had done, and it was Runic Films put the pitch together, really. I just did a little blurb on it. And to me, it was such a cool, because I hadn't done anything in America for a long time, and I was like, you guys don't even know what story this is. All you know is a bit of my work, maybe from Farscape days, maybe from Australian days, maybe from whatever. Like, are people really going to care? Do people really want to? And I know it's an amazing story. I know that this story needs to be told and that it's a real winner, but are you going to donate $1? Are you going to donate how does this work? I'd never gone through the process, and I was really nervous about it. Plus, if you don't get there, it sits online for the rest of your life, and it's not, I just feel like, it's kind of like, ugh. So I said, I don't mean to repeat myself, but yesterday I had the little postcards at a convention on the desk, and someone had asked about them, and they said, oh my gosh, you're doing a Kickstarter, and I was like, yeah, it's a film, it's a really great script, and check it out, there's a little trailer. Like, we love Kickstarters. This is so cool because we get to join forces and get to make something together. And that's a really exciting process for us. And then I saw it in such a different light, and I went, you know what, this is really cool, because the amount of shows I've worked on that I've been very blessed, and I would never speak bad of them, but hardcore, high caliber network shows, there are so many producers and there are so many chefs in the kitchen, to put it extremely politely, that sometimes the vision gets very blurred. So it's so refreshing that you can actually tell a story. That's the story, the script that you wrote, we all wrote together, and and combine energies and love and support and enthusiasm with people, family, friends and fans, and make something together. So, pardon me. So we're in post-production right now, and we want to take it to Sundance, Cannes and Toronto, and then we want to bring it back to you guys or to private investors and go, all right guys, this is what we can do for 44 grand, now let's turn it into a feature, or now let's turn it into a series, or now let's, so we'll see where it takes us. So that's that little baby project. And then I've been working with a Star Trek freelance writer called Jimmy Diggs, and he wants to animate Garrett Wang, Mira Furlan, Tim Russ, Vernon Wells, somebody else, Gigi Edgley, in motion capture in a 4-part. Yeah, it should be really cool. And I've actually got a little trailer, but it's been such a conundrum of a weekend. Tomorrow I'll have my computer. Are you guys going to be here tomorrow? I'm just luring you back. I'll bring my computer, and if I can hook it up to I don't think I've got a panel tomorrow, but I'll have it at my desk, and we can watch the little promo thing for it, which is just a little snippet, but at least it gives you something to check out. And that's going to be an Indiegogo that we're going to do, I think, around October. And the character's really cool. She's a fighter pilot, and I got to make up her name, which is Madison, which I love. Never had a baby girl, it's going to be cool. Anyway, so that's a little project. And the other little interesting thing I've been doing is I've just started speaking to a dear friend, Vic Mignogna, who does every voice under the sun and Star Trek Continues, and we've been talking, and that's all I can say about that one. So yeah, there's a few interesting things bubbling. I don't mean to keep rotating around the sci-fi world, but I keep getting dragged. You keep dragging me to the dark side. It's all the cookies. Hello.
Other than talking with your dad, she's a big fan of yours, by the way. The way Chiana moved, yours, or what did they suggest?
Unfortunately, all mine, because I didn't realise I'd have to do it for 5 years. What?
Yeah, just her movement just made the character so in there. I love her.
Because it's Henson's, and I'm obsessed with the Dark Crystal and Labyrinth, and all those creatures and characters are so intricate, and they're so deep, and they're so, through the little head movements and the little baby things, like look at Kermit, he's a bit of felt, his eyes don't even move, and you're like, they've got something. The Hensons are a magical company that I've always been very inspired by. So
yeah, there's always costumes over there in the cave.
I was going to say so many naughty things, but I'm just going to keep talking. So when I got the audition, I went, I don't want to be a human wearing alien makeup. I want to be an alien. And how do you do that without looking like an idiot? And I was terrified as well. I was such a young little thing. I'm very method. As soon as I get a role, I fall into it. Every part of my life is about that role. So I was trying to figure out a way, like they never told me that she was going to have all that makeup on or anything. So when I went to the first audition, and I'd never seen the show because it wasn't on in Australia, so I said, when I went into the first audition, I said, well, how do you want me to make her alien? I know she's a Nabari Prime, and I know she hangs out with Rigel and Diego. Rigel and Dargo. Rigel and Diego. So, I don't know, like how do you want me to get into that alien side of her? And he's like, look, I just want to see if you can act. It's like, okay, yeah, good. So off I went and did the scene and stuff, and just tried to find little things about her that I knew she was a runaway, and I knew she was looking to get anything that she could get out of everyone, and whatever she could draw on or take from people, or just get in there. Like, you speak to there's certain people you speak to and they don't look at you, or what they look through, they see you, and I was like, there she is, that's what she is, and she's just, like the Artful Dodger. And so then as the makeup started coming and the costumes and everything, and I fire twirling, I love trapeze, I'm extremely physical, I love dance, and I just went, all right, well, I'm just gonna muck around with these people and see. No one stopped me, no one said anything, so I was like, I guess I'm gonna go with it. I wanted to really, I was terrified of Crichton and Claude and Ginny and like all of those guys. They were older than me and whatever, so I just used it all. I'm like, all right, let's see where we're gonna go with this, and that's where she came from. From being terrified and crazy, I think.
Works.
Thank you.